All right, here's our review on clefs for our quiz that we'll be taking. So we have three main clefs that we learned about. We have the treble clef, the bass clef, and the alto clef. Treble, bass, alto. The treble clef, this little swirl thing, this goes around the G line, therefore it's also called the G clef. The bass clef, these two dots here, they go around the F line, this is also called the F clef. Then finally, the alto clef goes around the C line, these little curves here, and therefore it's the C clef. Let's take a look at the treble clef first. Remember, there are two ways, if I can do this right, there are two ways you can figure out what the notes are on these clefs. The first one is what you usually learn in elementary school, is the acronyms that go on the lines and spaces. So for example, we have F, A, C, E, face in the space. So F, A, C, and E. Face, I'll do it like this. Face in the space. We also have on the lines, every good boy does fine, or deserves fudge, or empty garbage before dad flips, whichever you like. The most common one is every good boy does fine. Every good boy does fine. All right. This is one where you can just think of those acronyms and you can quickly figure out the notes. The other way is the counting method. I'm going to move this bit down a little. So we know this is the G clef because it's around, oh look, the G line. Here's G. When we go this way, up the staff, we go forward in the alphabet. When we go this way, we go backwards. So here's G, going up one. Remember when we hit G, we start over at A. Oh look, there's A. Then B, C, D, E, and F. You can do the same thing the other way. Here's G again, going down one, is F, if I can draw a nice circle, there we go, is F, and E. And you can continue this with ledger lines, but we're not going to worry about ledger lines right now. We're just going to do what's on the staff, and the lines and the spaces. So that's two ways you can figure out the notes on the treble clef. This way only works on the treble clef for these specific acronyms. This way works with every single clef the same way. Let's take a look at the bass clef now. Bass clef, come on, there we go. That's good enough, I guess. So for the bass clef, our spaces, we're going to do a similar acronym, but they're different acronyms because it's bass clef. All cows eat grass. All cows eat grass. For the lines, gummy bears don't fly airplanes. So we have all cows eat grass and gummy letters. Don't fly airplanes with my messy handwriting. Okay. Now let's take a look at the other method. So that's the method for learning lines and spaces just with the acronyms. Let's do the other method. Remember, this is the F clef. We got the G clef and we have the F clef because these two dots go around F. So here's F. Remember, if we go this way, we go forward in the alphabet. This way, we go backwards. And if you want to, sometimes you can just write the whole alphabet. So especially if you're not used to doing it backwards. So you can use that as a reference. So F, we go forward in the alphabet, is G. Then we hit G, we start back over at A and A. Then we go backwards. Here's F. Right before F comes E, D, C, B, A, and start back over at G. So that is our way to count that. Count those. I'm going to go ahead and fill these in. There we go. F, G, A, E, D, C, B, A, and G. All right. Next, we have the alto clef. I'm not good at drawing this one. That's okay. We have the alto clef, which is also called the C clef, because this one starts at C. Now, I don't really know any good acronyms for the lines and spaces, but we can still do this method, the counting method. So we know this is C. So call the alto clef because this comes around C. So if this is C, we're going to go forward in the alphabet. There's our alphabet up here. Next is D. D, E, F, G. So we go forward in the alphabet. Now we can go backwards. So C, right before C is B, A, start back over at G, F. And there is our C clef. All right, these are the clefs again: treble, G, bass, F, alto, C. If you just memorize these three notes, these three clefs with their corresponding notes, you can figure out all of this with the counting method. And this is all you would have to memorize. You don't have to memorize all these. You don't have to memorize this. All you need to memorize is this, and you can figure out any clef. All right. That is your review for clef note names. We're not going to do any letter lines in the quiz. It is just, I'm not going to do any of that. It's all going to be on the lines and spaces. All the lines and spaces for all three clefs. And then you have to say treble clef is G, and bass is F, alto C, and so on. All right, hope that helps.